Hello guys, and welcome back to Let's Build a Desert City, episode 11. And this is the final episode. So, originally for this episode, we were going to copy and paste the housing all over the city. And I quickly realized that that wasn't that entertaining to watch. So what I did is I copy and pasted them off camera instead. Because honestly, it really wasn't that much fun. And on top of that, we returned to the barracks, and I just did some modification to it. I extended it out to the front, and that's where the training courtyard is now. But for today, I realized we're missing something very crucial. The entrance to our city. Now, we have no walls, so we won't have a main gate. So how do we define our entrance? Well, we are an island, so we need a bridge to the mainland. So that's what we're going to be building today, the bridge. Now, if any of you have ever seen Game of Thrones, you'll be familiar with Walder Frey and his castle called the Twins. That is what this bridge is inspired by. For those of you that don't watch Game of Thrones, the Twins, it's a bridge that on both sides of the bridge are these two fortifying bastions. So that's what I want here. I want two fortifications on each side of the bridge. So if an invading force wanted to invade our city, they would have to conquer both bastions before it being able to cross the bridge. So let's get into the build now. For our bastions, we're doing two tiers. We're working on the bottom tier right now. We did a nice indentation, and then we're going to come back and add columns to it to support the building so it doesn't look too unrealistic. I like the column effect on the bottom tier, especially with this water, because if you've ever been to the beach and you see beach houses, usually they're built on stilts to avoid flooding. So that's what I'd like to think here. I'd like to think I built these columns just in case if it floods, it doesn't damage the building too much. And then above our columns, we're coming in with our traditional sandstone sandwich, which is, I really like just how easy it breaks up tiers and helps identify that this is a transition. And then we're going to repeat sort of the thing we had on the lighthouse with these inverted columns. Now, I know I just got done saying this when we were building our housing, but if you ever struggle with detailing a large, flat panel, break it up into smaller subpanels like we have here. We have three different ones. We have the diamond in the center, and we have two inverted columns on the sides that help mirror each other. By breaking it up into multiple panels, you can mirror the different panels, so you have to come up with less designs overall. And it does look good too. I just really like the effect, and I strongly recommend anybody that's trying to do big builds like this to go ahead and try. If I sound a little different, a little more nasally, if you hear little sniffles in the background, it is because I'm a little sick right now, so do apologize for that, but the show must go on. So now we're working on the front, I guess, of our main bastion. This is where the soldiers will go up the stairs and cross the bridge. And yes, I do realize it's off, centered by one block. I realized this later in the build, and I do come back and fix that. And then we copy and pasted our tower over to the mainland side, and we're adding our crenellations now. We're going with the same theme that we had on one of the towers for our castle build, the very large square one that had our trebuchet on it. Repeating the same crenellations that tower had. And you can see both of the completed towers here. Now it's just time to connect them. For the initial base, I came in with just wood planks just to outline where the bridge is actually going to go, the platform that people are going to walk in. And I'm later coming back and bulking up the bridge with sandstone and red sandstone. When you have a bridge of this scale, make sure the platform the people are walking on is not one block thick. If you're going for a nice little small rickety old bridge, then fine, one platform's a-okay. But a bridge of this scale, you need to add more depth to it, otherwise it just does not look realistic. And the other decision I had to make was, okay, are we going to go with a suspension bridge or columns and arches? I did decide for the columns and arches because I felt like the suspension bridge will overshine our bastions and make them seem less grand, and I wanted the two fortifications to be the focus of this bridge. The reason for having a thicker bridge opposed to just one block is not only does it look more realistic, it allows you to add more detail to it. If we had a one block thick bridge, that detail with the pyramids with the red sandstone behind it, and potentially even our arches, would not fit the build. And now it's time for the lighting. I tried this initial effect and I did not like it one bit, so I went back to our traditional light posts that we have throughout our city. And that's the bridge, and that means that's also the final episode of Let's Build a Desert City. Next week is going to be the cinematic video of our desert city, and I'm going to come back off screen and just clean up the city a bit and add some details. And then after that, the week after, you can expect to see the new Let's Build series. If you've liked this, subscribe, favorite, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye then.